Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, Blue Marble Riders, and welcome to another video. What a lot of faffery it is getting these things going, as you can see by now. But never mind that, welcome to another vlog laden with motorcycle content. Some of my own and some of the other stuff I've seen out there, which I thought was interesting and I might pass along to you, just for no other reason than I found it interesting and I thought you might too. First of all, some of my own updates. I hinted a while ago that I might be selling one of my bikes, and, well, I actually got as far as putting one up for sale, getting 2 offers for it, contemplating the offers and getting seller's remorse before I sold the bike and taking it down. I had let the insurance lapse and hadn't bothered to reinsure it. What bike was it? Well, it was my dear old V-Strom. I was going to put it up for sale and decided that perhaps I was going to move on to something else, maybe combine 2 bikes into one sort of thing. I wasn't quite sure. But anyway, the more I thought about it and the more input my wife had, amazingly enough, she decided that this was not going to be a great plan for us, and I agree with her because I really do enjoy touring, and my other 2 bikes would not be good for that, and I just cannot stand the thought of getting rid of them. They are so much fun, so I took the V-Strom down and didn't sell it. Then, as I mentioned before, I made the fatal mistake of reinsuring it, and, well, all its wonderful attributes came to the fore as I rode it, and firmly turned my mind that I'm not going to sell the V-Strom. Not for a while, anyway. A year or 2 at least. If I do sell it, I will almost certainly replace it with something that does the same sort of job as a V-Strom does. Perhaps a little more sportily, though. Who knows? Maybe it'll kill 2 bikes off, and I'll just end up with 2 instead of 3 street bikes. To be decided. The bike you see me riding right now is a Moto Guzzi Griso 1200 SE, and I absolutely love this bike. It's one of my 3 favorites, let's put it that way. It's a great bike. One of the small things that kind of bugged me about it, and actually I wasn't too sensitive about it, but other people have raised the issue, is it does have an enormous can on the side. Perhaps not in taste, but I don't know. Perhaps it goes with it, I'm not sure. So I've started looking around for a new pipe, and voila, out of the blue came Wayne. Thanks, Wayne. Wayne is a subscriber to the channel, and he just happens to be selling his Griso 1200 SE, buying something else, and offered me a couple of parts. Well, I was interested in quite a few of them, but the one I really wanted was the exhaust pipe. Wayne is located in the interior on the mainland of BC and offered me a great price for the price that included shipping. I couldn't turn it down. So thanks, Wayne, thanks a lot. My plans for the pipe are, and I haven't put it on yet, are to put it on over the summer after I get a reflash specifically designed for the Griso with the GPR pipe on it. Beetle does those, and I'll probably purchase one of those from him and then go through the process of balancing, doing valves, and then reflashing and seeing how it goes. So keep tuned for that. Meanwhile, you've probably noticed that there's an odd sound coming off the exhaust track on this, and I have tried to capture the essence of the sound of the Griso. It really is a beautiful bike to listen to, even with the stock exhaust. So I have put a mic inside the bike, further down near the exhaust. Unfortunately, it's picking up a lot of drivetrain lash and gear changes, so I'm not sure how it sounds. I may have to rework it. Perhaps I'll leave it where it is and try it with the new pipe. Maybe that will make a difference, I don't know. I may have to put some sort of sound shield up. Let me know what you think. It is kind of agricultural sounding. It doesn't really sound like that when I'm riding it, but I was quite surprised at what the mic picks up. I've been incredibly busy lately and unfortunately haven't been able to get to as many videos as I would like for one thing or another. However, my time is going to get a lot freer in the near future, and I am really excited about that. One of the things I have been doing, though, is watching other people's videos, and one of the videos that struck me was MCN's video on the best all-round sport bike. It was very interesting. I went through it, and listed on that were the CB650R, the Yamaha R7, the Kawasaki ZX4RR, the new 4-cylinder 400, Triumph's Daytona 660 getting rave reviews, of course Aprilia's RS 660, which is apparently an amazing bike, And then finally the GSX 8R from Suzuki. This middleweight sport bike is a segment that appeals to me, and while I have no immediate plans to buy anything there, quite a few of them over the years and recently have caught my eye. I think this segment appeals to a lot of people. They're just reasonable bikes. They're not crazy bikes, they're usable bikes. They're bikes you can wind up and feel satisfied. Whereas, you know, something like a V4 from Ducati or the BMW 1000RR, a bit hard to deal with on the road safely, legally, and comfortably. These bikes, though, have a lot going for them, so I was very interested in the way that MCN tested them, and their result really surprised me. The British media naturally have a bias towards Triumph, whether they admit it or not. They also like European bikes a lot, the Aprilias, the Ducatis, the BMWs. Now, there was an Aprilia in this, and I know it's very highly thought of. There was also a Triumph in this, a new one that's got quite a lot of accolades, so consequently I was expecting one of those two to win it. Boy, was I surprised. Spoiler alert, I am going to go through some of the details or gloss over them anyway. They went through it, and of course this was the best all-round sports bike. At the bottom of the list, at last, was the Honda CB650R, which surprised me because I thought that might be the perfect all-round sports bike. Then the Yamaha's very good-looking R7, which is almost hardcore, according to them, a very, very capable bike, but to live with it every day as an only bike to commute, they said would be very, very hard. Kawasaki's little ZX4RR, even though they said it was like taking a knife to a gunfight because it's so small, the CC of it was a lot of fun, but again it's very focused and you really do have to rev the engine and use that gearbox, I imagine. The Daytona 660 was in third place from Triumph, and that surprised me, and they really felt it was a very vague bike. There wasn't much feedback on it, and while it was capable and fast and it had that triple, it just didn't seem to be exciting to ride. The RS650 came second from Aprilia, probably the most focused bike in the lot and very capable. I think probably the most capable, and when they put them on the track, which they haven't done yet, I'd be surprised if that one doesn't come out on top. But the winner was Suzuki's GSX 8R. It was very fast, and two, the suspension, even though it's not very adjustable, was almost perfect for most of the riders. And it just was a very all-around livable bike. Not only that, it was spicy enough to keep them interested as well. It's not too bad looking either, so well done to the Japanese for a change, being given plaudits and accolades for something they do actually do very well. They tend to be written off quickly, in my opinion, and I think value for money, those Japanese mid-range bikes are wonderful bikes. Like many, I suppose, I did expect the more exotic cylinder configurations, the Daytona with its triple and the Kawasaki with its ZX4 RR having the 4-cylinder in such a small CC. I thought they might be the ones that they chose, but no, they went with the twin-cylinder cross-plane crank engines, which apparently are very, very good engines. The Suzuki being very mid-rangey, down low and mid-rangey, maybe running out a little bit up top, and the Aprilia also got a lot of mid-range and a top end to it. So hey, well done to those two manufacturers, particularly Suzuki. Well, this Sunday I'm off to the Father's Day Qualicum Beach Show and Shine, which has lots of cars involved, with my family for Father's Day, so that'll be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to that. Other than that, I'll see you next week, or perhaps the week after in the next one. Don't forget, keep the shiny side up. This is the BlueMarbleRider, out.